in SAP HCM, we have 4 modules: OMPA, which deals with the employees master data and the org structure. Okay,
Right.
then time and payroll. So why time? Why time management is required? Basically, the time management output will be the input for payroll, right? So payroll need how much I have to pay to the employee.
Correct.
So where it will get an input from time. So it's not like, okay, Purva has worked like, 150 hours this month, so pay her for 150 hours. So none of the organization operate in that way, right? They have their set of rules. They
Right.
have, okay, my employee, this set of employees has to work in this schedule, and this set of employees has this many absences which they can avail, and these absences will, carry forward, and this will get elapsed, or this will get carried over. A lot of policies are there, and my um, employees has to work 40 hours per week, and then this is the overtime rule, comp off rule. A lot of policies are there as an organization, right? So basically in time
Right.
management, before sending the hours to payroll, we do all this evaluation. Is Pooja
Mm.
worked as per the policy, whether she worked 40 hours this week, or if there is shortage, then if absence is there, if absence is not there, then whether it has to be
LWP.
considered
Yeah.
as loss of pay. All these things differs from organization to organization. So
Correct.
that's why, like, when it comes to payroll, we always talk like, country specific payroll. When you tell me, right, if you tell me, like, hey, I worked on payroll, the next question, what will ask you, which country payroll, right? Because payroll
Which
is
country? Correct.
more of country specific, because there we deal with the legal changes of each country. uh, if I worked on
Right.
UK payroll, doesn't mean that I know the I know payroll, the generic thing, but India specific taxation and other things I need to learn. Probably if I'm good in the payroll basics, if the payroll basics are good, I can easily crack it. But when it comes to time, it
Mm.
differs from policy, differs from organization to organization. So if your basics are strong, you
Mm.
can pull out any requirement, and you can write a rule, and then your uh, this thing would
You can
be
customize according to the company's need. Right.
yes, yeah, customize according to the company need, right? So
Mhm.
for that, if we understand why this is in place, and what is the output of why are we doing time evaluation, and what is the output of time evaluation, and what we are sending from time to payroll, if we have this
Mm.
clarity, right, then
Mm.
it would be easy for you to if you have that logical thinking, and your
Mm.
basics are strong, you can easily crack any scenario. For any scenario, you can give a solution, or you can
Correct.
design a solution, and then easily give a very effective solution. So for that, one thing is the business process. How I would usually do is, we'll take a requirement, a scenario, and a real-time scenario, and how it has to be configured functionally, and what are all the operations and functions which are using in time schema and PCR. So in 3 way, we will be able to connect. Okay, this is the scenario. Then what are all the things I need to consider, and how to execute it and get the output. Okay, so this will not be get into details of it, but I can give you an overview. So this is a one of the scenario, night shift allowance calculation. I guess this is one common scenario in most of the organization. They may want to pay their employee night shift allowance, if they worked on night shift, right? So that is the scenario. So a requirement is coming to you. Hey, I want to pay my employees who's working on night shift, differently than the employees who are working on A shift or B shift. So for this, then first, what are all the things to be considered? Okay, night shift. How do I differentiate other shifts from night shift? That is my, if I differentiate other shift from night shift, then my step number one is done, right? Because you and me know, okay, if the working time is from 10 to morning 6 or something in that window, then it can be considered as a night shift. But we have to write a rule and understand whether the employee has worked on night shift, then we have to pay the employee night shift allowance, right? How can we do that? So that is what we will be doing it through TWS class. See, when you are creating daily work schedule, right? We have something called DWS class. Here it is not listed. Maybe in the system at later point I can show it to you. Whenever you configure a DWS, right, daily work schedule, we have a field called DWS class. There you can give any number between 0 to 9. Okay. So when you are configuring, see, you can write a rule like this also. See. So we have operation called out WP. So these things, everything we will check in detail in the once we start the training. So this is the operation to query these are all the basic VARST and out WP. These two are the basic operation which, to read the employees info type data. Okay. Correct. So with this, we can directly query the daily work schedule of an employee. Okay. Say, for example, we have an operation for that. Currently, I'm, for our understanding, I'm just putting it TWS, but it's something else. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm querying what is the employee's daily work schedule. Okay. And the system will return its night shift. NS01. Okay. Night shift. Okay. Then I can tell the system, okay, you generate so here I'm keeping it at a this thing, I'm not using operations here, just the logic. Okay, how can we approach this requirement? So I'm checking whether the employee is working on night shift, so it will return NS01. Other than that, it can be anything. I don't want to do anything, so that will go to, if the employee is working other than night shift, then it will go to the star. Okay, if it is night shift, then I want to generate a time wage type. Why? Because from time, we can, this is one more point to be noted, from time management. So we can send values to payroll through time wage types. Later in payroll, that will be calculated and a wage type will get generated and it will get paid to an employee. That is a different story. But from time management, at the end, we will send time wage type. Okay. So then I will tell the system, okay, you generate a time wage type for night shift allowance. Okay. So where we will create this time wage type, it is in T510S table. Okay, this is like a backbone of time management. So we have to understand. See, I can just show a glimpse of that table. See, T510S. Okay, see, This is also for night shift allowance, right? So here, if you see, I'm creating a wage type 1305, and then I am, for time being, you remember processing type M means it's a overtime wage type. S means it's planned hours. Okay,
Okay.
these things we will check it in detailed section. Okay, so
Okay.
these are all the conditions basically we will check. You leave about these things will be really technical. So see here, condition for the time. So 22 to 30. Generally, it's 24 hours time format itself. Only 24 hours is the end time. But in SAP, at this table, if we are giving 22 to 30 means 22 is my 10 p.m. Right?
Right.
23 is 11 p.m. and 24 is 12 and like this. 30 means it's 6 o'clock.
6 morning.
6,
Yes.
right? So 24 plus you have to just. So anytime the employee works between 22 to 30, before this table, I have my time entry. Okay, what the employee has actually entered. He would have entered 8 p.m. also. Okay, 8
Correct.
p.m. and he would have logged out at 5 p.m. Okay.
Right. Right.
So then what the system will consider, it will 8 to 10, it will not generate night shift allowance because here we have given 22 to 30, right? Say, for example, the employee work from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. next day. Okay, so, but here we have given a condition, only when these conditions met, my 1305 will get generated. Okay.
Right. Right.
So then these are all the conditions which we will discuss
Define.
later. Yeah. And then condition for the time. So my employees work from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. But for what time window my night shift allowance will get generated? Only for 10 to 6.
10 to 6. Right.
Because my configuration is like that. Okay. So this is how, we will write a rule to check whether the employee has worked on this night shift, and we will send some indicator to this table. Okay. And then this table, if all the conditions are met, then it will generate the wage type 1305, which is for night shift allowance.
Yeah.
Okay. This 1305 will be processed in payroll. So this is how it will be. Okay. So my employee has worked between 22 to 22:53. Then, if you see for rest of the time, some other shift premium has got generated, not night shift allowance, because you saw the timing, right? What we have given is 22 to 30. So night shift allowance at the rate of 25. So this number will go. So what time management is telling to payroll, hey, this employee Purva has worked 0.90, which means, which is around 45 minutes or something. Okay, here it is getting decimalized. We will see how it gets decimalized and all. Generally, in time evaluation, the values will get decimalized and will be sent. Okay. So, then pay only night shift allowance for these many hours. Okay. Then the payroll will take care. Okay. At 25% means here we have just given the text 25. But actually, how the 25% calculation and all will be handled in payroll. The payment part will be, but how many hours he has to be paid for night shift will be calculated here. Okay, so just to give you a glimpse of that, right? So here, this is a payroll table, okay, where I'm telling, okay, for this wage of 5, from my basic, 01 is my basic pay, okay? From that, you pay 25%.
Right.
Okay, and this is the payroll output. Okay, so the employee has got, this is my basic and this many hours I work. So it has generated, given me 17.35, either euros or whatever the country which you are handling. Okay, so this is how it goes. So, so here, one thing, again, once you know the structure, you know the operation, you did the configuration. But how effectively we can do this? Instead of querying on the daily work schedule, right? But see, there are different schedules. Like
Right.
NS1, you have NS2, and tomorrow your business is coming and telling like we have created few more night shifts. Okay, then
Right.
every time you have to come and create it here. But this is not
Right.
effective solution, right? So an
Hmm.
effective solution should be whenever there is some amendments, it should
Hmm.
be done at a very minimal level. You should
Right.
not again dig into the PCR, again remodify it every time. So then
Right.
there is some loophole. It's not a foolproof or it's not effective solution. So what you have to do instead of querying on the work schedule directly, what
Hmm.
we can do, see, for all the night shift schedules, I will
Hmm.
maintain a DWS class 05. Okay,
Right.
this you
Right.
can decide, and then what you can do is when your business is coming and telling you, hey Puva, can you create some 10 night work schedules because we want to pay them differently. When the employee works
Right.
from 10 to 6, I want to pay them at 25%. When it is from 11 to something like that, right? So please create 10 work schedules, night
Hmm.
shift work schedules, because I want to pay them differently.
Hmm.
Then
Hmm.
what you can do is, if you have used this operation, means directly checking on the daily work schedule of an employee, then you have to create the daily works 10 night shift schedules. In addition to that, you have to come and modify this rule also, right?
Okay.
Because
Hmm.
you have to, if you have created like NS04, NS05, like that, right? Every
Hmm.
time when you are creating a new night shift work schedule, you have to come and update this rule. Instead of that, if you have smartly, classified this at the beginning, okay, all my night shift schedules, whenever I'm creating, I'm going to use the DWS class 05. So, any case, you have to create a night shift schedule with the
Hmm.
DWS class 05. Then in
Hmm.
the rule, instead of, this, you can query on the DWS class itself.
Class. Okay.
Okay, then DWS class 100 night shift schedules you create, but you give the DWS class, this rule
Hmm.
will get executed, right?
Right.
Because my
Right.
DWS class is, if it is 05, check if it is 05, then
Hmm.
do this. Generate time,
Then
wage
generate
type,
the
and all
wage type.
this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If it is other than 05, right,
Char.
then it
Char.
could be my morning shift or afternoon shift. Then that process will be different. Maybe for morning
Right.
shift, you would have given 01. And then for morning shift, also, if there is some rule, right, like, if you
Hmm.
want to give some grace period, or
Right. Right.
early shift 11, something else, then
Hmm.
basically this DWS class differentiate it from other DWS. Okay, if you want to apply some different calculation logic based on the work schedule of an daily work schedule of an employee, then
Hmm.
you can achieve it through. It's not effective to use the rule as such in the directly in the PCR. Okay,
Right.
at any for work schedule, periodic work schedule also, if you know, work schedule can be created by using daily work schedule, periodic work schedule, and then work schedule rule can be created, which is nothing but, okay, Monday, Purva will work from 8 to 5, and Tuesday you can work from 8 to 5, and Wednesday you can work from your schedule. As per the schedule, you
Six
have to
to
perform a
six
B
to
shift,
three or
right?
something. Yeah.
So that is your periodic work schedule. Means for this week period, how my shift looks like. Okay,
Right.
Monday A shift, Monday Tuesday A shift, Wednesday Thursday B shift, and Friday C shift. Okay,
Correct.
so that makes my week. So that will be there in your periodic work schedule, and
Hmm.
all this will be collaborated, and your work schedule rule will be created. And I think you must have heard about the info type 7. The
Right.
info type
Right.
7, it's a
Yes.
planned working time. This is
Correct.
where whatever the work schedule rule you are creating will
Hmm.
be assigned to the employee. You have
Right.
created the rule, everything fine, but how will get assigned to an employee? It will get assigned to an employee through info type 7.
Seven.
In info
Correct.
type 7 only, we will maintain the time management status also. In
Yes.
time management status decides whether you must have heard about positive and negative time management, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. So that's nothing but, if it is, sorry, one. If it is 1, then it is positive time management. If it is 9, it is negative time management.
Right.
So we are using it in a very colloquial language, positive, negative, but actually it is time evaluation with clock time
And
and
without.
clock time, which
Right.
means in with clock time means all your times will be like your clock in, at what time you are logging in and you are clocking out. Everything will be entered and then evaluated. But whereas in negative time management, only the deviations. If you tell, if you're as per the schedule, if you have to work for 40 hours, if you're working for 40 hours, well and good. You need not have to you can just mention, Monday 8 hours, Tuesday 8 hours, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
But only when there is a deviation, when you went on half a day's doctor appointment or some, you didn't work as per the schedule, there is some deviation means you have to, input your deviation. You have to maintain your absence and whatever the deviations from your work schedule you have to maintain. But whereas in positive, your clock in, clock out, based on your clock in, see, as per your schedule, you have to work from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, but you work from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Then in negative time management, what you have to do, 9 to 5, you can enter an attendance like regular working hours. Again, you have to enter like 5 to 9, right? 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., whatever you have worked, you have to enter as overtime.
Correct.
Got it. So overtime, you have to, because you have to claim, you have worked extra hours, right? So you have to enter because it is not as per your schedule, right? Because as per your schedule, you have to work only between 9 to 5. That you regular hours you work, but extra hours also you work, right? That you have to, that is a deviation. But you have to get compensation for that, either as a comp off or as a monetary allowance or something. So you have to enter it. But whereas in positive time management with clock times, when you enter 9 to 9 p.m., when we have rules in place, okay, or we have to customize the rules as per the requirement. Okay, 9 to 5, you will get automatically, you will get paid as the regular hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, 5 to 9, you need not have to enter anything. System will check. Okay, this employee has worked 5 to 9, like how much, 6, 8, 4 hours extra. Okay. Then it will check. Okay, the employee has worked different, extra hours. Okay. This is where this processing type will come into picture. I was telling you, right? Here. Okay. What is this processing type is? It will tell the system the employee has worked for some hours, right? How to process it. 9 to 5, process it as a regular hours. Then it will assign yes to that time entry. 9 to 5, if you see, it will be with the time entry yes.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so it means this employee has worked, whichever you are working inside your schedule will have the processing type yes.
Correct.
Okay, so then it means the employees work within the schedule. Then I have to consider it as a regular hour. Whereas K means break. In between, you will get break, right? So that will be considered as K. The different indicators. Whereas if you see, you can see something called M, which means outside the schedule. As per the employee schedule, he has to work only till 10 p.m. But he has worked a little extra. Then it is telling to the system or the time evaluation, right, that, this is extra. This should not be considered as yes, means not regular hours. Consider this as overtime. Okay, consider this as what? Then you have to tell, process this as overtime. Then okay. There is a backend table where we need to configure all these things. Okay, so this is the backend table, which we can discuss in detail later. So okay, then then it will come here. Okay, is my time entry is yes, no. that is from in our scenario, we work from evening 5 p.m. to night 9 p.m. Right? So will it have the indicator processing type? Yes, no, because it's not regular hour. Will it has the processing type M? Yeah, it will have M. Then the condition is true. Then it will check for all this condition. Basically, this is whether it's a weekday, whether it is any holiday is there. Okay, and date type. Sometimes you want to whether it is holiday or working day, all this thing will be checked here, and DWS class, which we checked, right, will be checked. Okay, if you want to pay only certain DWS class, then you have to only mark X under that. Okay, so after checking that, it will check. Okay, is it falling under my condition? No, because in our case, the employees work from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. only. Then here, this condition for time will not met, so night shift allowance will not get generated. Maybe like this, there is one more rule where 6 to 9 can be considered and can be considered as overtime. Okay, so one more rule. Just think, in this place we have 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Then the condition will be true. Then the employee will be paid as a overtime. In overtime also, if the organization has some condition like no, if even if the employee works for 4 hours, the first say for example, you have worked only from 5 to 6 extra hours. Then if the policy says 5 to 1 hour, if the employee has worked extra, then I cannot consider it as an overtime. At a stretch, at least he has to work minimum 3 hours. Then only I can pay him overtime. Okay, then we need to write a rule. We need to take out that extra hours. Currently, we have worked 4 hours extra, 5 to 9, right? 4 hours, and we have to like this. Okay. Check for the processing type. If it is M, then check the number of hours worked, extra hours. Okay. Check whether it is greater than 3. Okay, if it is yes or no. So if it is yes, then generate we will
generate that wage type.
Generate wage type. Okay, and no means leave the rule. Yeah. So this is how we usually do the configuration. So and here, right, we have like work schedule. Work schedule is required because we should know on what schedule my employee is working, when he can go on holiday, what are all the days, scheduled holidays, what are all the off days, and what are the timing he has to work. All this configuration we will do it through work schedule, holiday calendar, everything we will do it through work schedule. Okay, and assign it to an employee in Infotype 7. And Infotype 7 is the heart of time management, because the employee and our configuration gets associated through Infotype 7. Okay. And then next one is my absences. What are all the absences an employee can avail? Whether some absences are related to quota, some may not be related to quota, right? Quota, nothing. You give an employee can avail an absence, but only for these many days. Okay, that is with quota. There are a few absences without quota also, and it be availed half a day, or few absences we can't avail half a day, right? So all this configuration will be done. So now I have my work schedule in place, I have my absences in place, and what next? I have to do the time evaluation related configuration, and then I have to start writing rules as per the requirement, and then insert it in my schema. Schema is nothing but a program which reads all this our customized rule and generate a output. It's nothing but time wage types and time balances. You see, as the result of time evaluation, we get time wage type, time balances, and their absence details and all. But what we send it to payroll is generally time through time wage type only. Okay. So then later it gets paid as per the pay rules which we configured in payroll. So, so this is the overview of time management. In this, as per the, sometimes, right, in the same organization, for a few set of employees, they have negative time management, but few set of employees, they have
positive
time management, right?
For factory people usually.
Factory people, they usually work on positive. Yeah, because their, their every thing has to be monitored, and then we can't expect them to get into the system and then do all the deviations and all, right? So system will take care. They have to just clock in and clock out. System will take care of it. Whereas for white collar employees, salaried employees, okay, mostly they work in 9 to 5 shift, right? So okay, if they are working as per the schedule, if any deviations are recorded, okay, then fine. The rules will be a little more lenient, or when compared to blue collar employees, right? So that's So do you want to know any other topic, like as part of this demo session, or are we good to?
No, we are good to go.
So because, right, as part of this, it will not be like only a lecturing kind of training. So
practice.
I can give you some scenarios, and you can write rules on your own. I can give you the basic, like where to go and look for it, find out, just connecting the dots. I know, like logically we all can arrive at a solution. Then how to map it with the functionality of SAP, and how to get the output. So that mapping is right. So each and every operation, obviously we can't get into it. So I will just open up you the door to understand and to connect the dots. So like, at the end of the session, I can give some exercises for you to explore and write and all. Right. So the next day, before we starting the session, we can have a look on that, and any queries or anything can be addressed. Then we can start the current day's session.